The streets of Vienna whispered secrets under the muffled footsteps of winter boots as Eleanor Richter, codenamed the Wraith, moved through the misty alleys. She was an elite spy for an obscure branch of the British intelligence, tasked with extracting a cipher critical to national security hidden deep within the Russian embassy. Though her auburn hair was tucked beneath a cap and her features partially obscured by a scarf, Eleanor held the cultured poise of a seasoned spy. Every shadow could be an ally or an enemy, every face a mask. Her contact was an insider, codenamed Vulture, a fitting name given his scavenger-like way of collecting secrets. They were to meet at Café Mozart, a quaint place buzzing with the energy of unsuspecting patrons, ignorant of the covert chess game played in their midst. Eleanor slid into the booth, her back to the wall, scanning the crowds for Vulture. Moments ticked by, blending the clatter of cups with the low hum of conversations. Finally, a gaunt man with hawkish eyes approached. He slipped into the booth opposite her, a copy of Der Standard under his arm. "The weather's turned cold suddenly," he remarked. "But it's expected this time of the year," Eleanor responded, the rehearsed code confirming his identity. Vulture's eyes were weary, burdened with secrets. He leaned forward, speaking in hushed tones. "The cipher is in a secure vault, behind a painting in the ambassador's office. You will find the key in the second drawer of his desk, disguised as a pen." Before she could ask more, Vulture glanced nervously at his watch and stood. "Be careful, Wraith. They've tightened security." As he vanished into the crowd, Eleanor felt the weight of her task. Retrieving the cipher would be no simple feat. She spent the following days canvassing the embassy under the guise of an art consultant. The sprawling Baroque architecture of the building was daunting, yet its walls spoke to her in patterns only a trained spy could decipher. On the night of the heist, Eleanor utilized a staff gala as her cover. Cloaked in a sleek black gown and a mask, she flawlessly blended into the sea of diplomats and dignitaries. Her fingers brushed the concealed lockpick set at her wrist, a metallic reassurance. The plan was meticulously choreographed. At exactly 2200 hours, she excused herself under the pretense of a phone call and glided towards the ambassador's office, her pulse synced to the ticking of her wristwatch. The office was shrouded in darkness, save for the moon spilling silver through the windows. Eleanor located the painting, a somber portrait of a past governor, and swiftly switched her attention to the desk. True to Vulture's word, the key, cleverly fashioned as a pen, rested in its drawer. Her hands trembled slightly as she inserted the key into the vault tucked behind the painting. With a soft click, the door swung open, revealing the cipher, a series of numbers and letters that could alter the course of the war. Just then, a chill swept through the room. The door creaked. Standing at the threshold was a shadow, a figure outlined against the dim hallway light. Her heart skipped. "Lost, mademoiselle?" The ambassador's voice was silk wrapped around steel. Adrenaline surged through Eleanor's veins. With a swift motion, she withdrew a small aerosol from her clutch and sprayed it towards him. He staggered, temporarily blinded. Seizing the opportunity, Eleanor grabbed the cipher and raced through the corridors, her gown whispering secrets against the marble floors. The escape was fraught with close calls, but the training held true. She vanished into the night, the cipher secured, her breath forming clouds of relief and fatigue in the cold air. Eleanor delivered the cipher to her superiors days later, aware that this chess game was far from over. Yet a crucial battle had been won in the shadows of espionage. Vienna's whispers had changed their tune, now singing of the elusive wraith who danced through darkness, a phantom of both grace and peril.